Hi friends, welcome back to Canada Tried and Tested. In today's video, I'll be sharing my home mortgage approval process. This process is very simple, and many a times people, when they don't have time and when they are getting into this hot housing market, they end up making mistake, and those mistakes are costly. So how I avoided all these costly mistakes, I will be sharing in today's video. If you are new to my channel, please go ahead and press the like button, as well as do subscribe, and check out my website where I share my personal experience, and I have documented and organized in a way where you can go and find the information, including how I did my entire PR journey without any consultant. So do check out that website without wasting much time. Now, when I started with my house hunting plan, I had made this 8 to 9 weeks plan, and at that point I had not gone for pre-approval of mortgage. Usually what individuals do when they are entering the housing market, they go and get the pre-approval done from one of the banks, wherever they want to get the mortgage from. And in this, once the pre-approval mortgage is done by the bank, they have a window of 60 to 90 days wherein the interest rates are fixed, and the bank gives an indication of what you are eligible as a mortgage, which also changes based on what you're buying and how much for you are buying, all those factors. So usually people get the pre-approval done. In my case, I had not done the pre-approval. Instead, what I did, I went to ratehub.ca and I entered the details of what savings I have, as well as what kind of property I am looking for. With that visibility, I went and checked how much mortgage am I eligible. Now, for the mortgage eligibility, there are things like what's your income, will you be able to repay the mortgage. Here in Canada, many people also use credit card very extensively. So your credit score also gets checked. In my case, I had a very good healthy credit score, and you can also check your credit score if you go on to your bank account. There is a way you can do a soft check, and I'm assured and I'm told by my bank that when I do the soft check, it does not affect my score. So I went and I checked my score. It was very healthy, and that gave me confidence that when I go and interact with any of the bank for the mortgage, I know where I stand in terms of the finance what I have, in terms of mortgage down payment I can do, and I wanted to pay as minimum down payment as possible, and I wanted to take as much as mortgage what was possible. Many people say you do a upfront down payment maximum what you can do, but my philosophy is little different. The lesser it goes out of my hand and the longer the period I can take the mortgage for, it helps me, because that way I'll keep my per month payment very low compared to if the mortgage is for a shorter time frame. So first thing what I did was to reach out to my bank, with whom I have all my portfolio, and I wanted this more for convenience, because I will have everything at one place, and they charge premium, and I was okay to pay 15 cents more than what other bank would have paid, but I wanted the rate what I was looking for and what I felt was competitive. Now when I inquired with them, at that point I had not given any of my details. I just told them that this is the credit score I have. With my bank, it was not a problem at all. They had ways to do a soft check. Everything was with them. So that thing was taken care, and then based on the input, they saw what's there in my checking account, how much money I have. And if you have watched my previous video, by not owning a car, I was directly saving $1,000 per month. So around $28,000 savings I had just by not owning car, and that actually helped me build that equity which could go as a down payment. So those things were known to my bank, and they had given almost identical number what I saw on RateHub. So I knew that this is the mortgage amount they will give, and then I was negotiating with them on the mortgage rate. Now I was going in for variable. Here the reason for going for variable, many people, if you ask, they would recommend to go for a fixed mortgage. In my case, variable is working for me right now because there is no immigration happening, and economy which is dependent on immigration as well as housing. Right now the only backbone what is there is housing. So there is no way that the banks are going to increase the interest rate anytime soon for next 1.5 to 2 years, and that gives me additional room to save. So that strategy will work now or not, only time will tell. But I am very good with my financial planning, so I am ready to take that risk, and at any time if I feel, I will go and I will convert that into fixed. Now the also one more reason for taking variable is, if you go and look at statistics, right, 80% of the Canadian, even after taking the fixed term, they go and break that term, and when you break, you end up paying hefty amount as a penalty, close to 15,000 to 20,000 for the kind of condo I have bought. So why I should be paying that? Instead, if I have to switch any time or I have to do a pre-closure, there is a very little amount as a penalty, $3,000 to $4,000, which I am ready to take risk with. And then of course the other thing is the fluctuation. Whenever the repo rate changes, my mortgage interest rate would go high. This risk I am ready to take in the current scenario, knowing that Canada's economy is completely dependent on housing market. So this thing I was clear, and after this I started to reach other banks, and I was very clear with my criteria on what I want. So instead of they going and recommending me what I should be going for, I told them this is what I want and this is the rate I am looking for. So once these negotiations were done, I saw that two of the banks, they were ready to come to the interest rate, nearby interest rate what I was looking for. Now if I have to go and get the pre-approval done, each bank would do a hard check, and when they do that, right, my credit score goes down. So here what I did instead, once I knew the range what these banks are offering, I went and I reached out to a mortgage agent. So I told him that I have these rates, and if I'm coming to you, I'm looking for discounted rate. And he had some really good reviews online in terms of his brokerage as well as how he was doing things. So once we both had an understanding of my requirement, it was handed over to him, and he went and got deal for me at 1.25% from one of the leading bank, which is a variable rate, and this is a decent amount. In fact, I got better rate by going with him because I knew what range these banks are going to offer me if I am going as an individual. Now as a mortgage agent, he deals with volume, so of course he will be able to get better deal. It does not end there. Once the document comes, I thoroughly scrutinized, and there were few mistakes which were made by the mortgage agent, which I would call it oversight when they are dealing with too many documentation. Some of the wordings were not in our favor, and I went back, I spoke to him and got those corrected. So with the terms and condition, once you go through each word by word, you will understand what is there in the contract. I took time, I read through the content, and then only when I was comfortable, I went ahead with the bank who is going to give us the mortgage. Now the pre-approval process is done, and the documentation, everything has been given. From the mortgage agent side, all the documentation is done. The bank has reached out to us, and they have informed that before the condo gets handed over to us, the check would be made available, and that would be handed over to our lawyer. So this has been the journey. All these as a checklist, I will be making that available on my website, so that it's an easy reference for you. Whatever little mistakes I have made, or whatever little tips I have learned during this process, I'm trying to document that, so that it's an easy reference for you. You just download, look at that, and you can complement with your thought, whatever it is, and then your checklist is ready. I hope this helps you, and do comment and let me know if this is of value to you. In my future video, I'll be sharing the home renovation, how I'm planning the home renovation, what is the budget, what are the risks associated because it's summertime. All those details I will be covering. Thanks for watching Canada Tried and Tested.